So, what everyone is saying in the chat is so many questions
Mm-hmm.
she didn't ask. She basically had no questions of the detectives. No question.
Right.
And Mike, could you go to sleep if your 13-year-old daughter was missing?
No, I'd be get the pot of coffee going. I'm out there. Give me a vest. Give me a flashlight. If you don't have one, I'm going to grab one from my home. Here's the description of my car. You're going to see a car driving all night long up and down. I'm going to be knocking on doors. I'm going to be partaking of the search. She had no questions and no interest. Other people searched for her, her family, people met her father, her sisters, Stefan, and she just sat at home and didn't do anything. That's really strange. I can't see a parent not demanding, please do something and or taking part actively doing it. I don't get it. That's the weirdest thing. People, I was looking at the chat, picked up on that. They said, "Do you have any questions?" And she goes, "No, I don't have any questions." The guy Nap Connoisseur wrote, "Yeah, I have a million questions."
Right, I
Of
right, I
course.
have a list. I have a
Right,
whole list.
exactly. Yeah, it's really, really sad. And I don't know whether it's because of the medication or she's hiding something or both. But it is a bizarre, alternative universe she's living in.
Unbelievable. Lizzie Herzberger, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, thank you so much for the 1999 super sticker. Thanks so much, Professor Geary and Sergeant Bill. No, Lizzie,
You're
thank you
welcome,
for everything
Lizzie.
you do. Guys, if you don't know who Lizzie Herzberger is, she has a book out called Behind the Blue Curtain. We've been
Hmm.
friends for over 2 years, and I gave her a little nickname, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, which is from an old Beatle tune, and I think she likes it. So it's not meant to be disparaging. It's meant to be just a funny little term between us. But thank you, Lizzie. Thank you so much. I want to play. This was very early on in the investigation, and every time I see this, I'm like, "Wow!" It just knocked it out of the park.
Our community. I wish we were here to tell you that we have found Madeline, um, but we have not found her. Last night, detectives from the Kissimmee Police Department met with Madeline's mother, and they had to tell her the very devastating news that although we have not found Madeline, we are now confident that she is dead. So our efforts will be focused on recovering Madeline. Dozens and dozens of detectives, crime analysts, and specialized team members have been working nonstop and following up on every single lead and every shred of evidence. Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day. We have video evidence that shows Stephen Stearns discarding items in a dumpster in that apartment complex in Kissimmee at 7:35 on Monday, February 26th. Detectives later recovered Madeline's backpack and her school issued laptop from that dumpster. At 8:19, we have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead at that time. As a result of that, although the initial missing persons investigation started in Orange County, the Kissimmee Police Department will now be taking over the investigation and will become the lead agency. And of course, the Orange County Sheriff's Office, all of our support personnel will be available and will still be assisting in this investigation. So this time I'm going to turn it over to Chief Holland from the Kissimmee Police Department. Chief?
So the reason I played that is because it shows that uh, Jennifer Soto was lying. She was lying. There's the chief telling us we believe Stefan Stearns moved her body and that she was already dead. And he was seen dumping her laptop and her backpack in a dumpster at 7:30 in the morning. Didn't Maddie say, excuse me, didn't Jennifer say that Stephen Stearns came into her room at about 8 o'clock
That's
and
right.
to get the dog chain? I mean, it was just totally ridiculous. So you could surmise that she's lying, or she's a dummy. No, I think she's lying. I absolutely think she's 100% lying. Mike?
Bill, I think she knows at this point, deep in her heart, she can't deal with it. She does bury her head, in the sand, and she doesn't want to deal with the fact that that Steph Stearns, killed her daughter, because she was told by the, if you listen to, you go by the chronology, and that's so important. Around like 4:30, that Maddie had not made it to school. She heard that from a teacher. She heard that from one of Maddie's friends. She was there for an hour waiting to pick her up. She didn't, she never showed up. She found out she was never there. And wouldn't you think, oh my God, she never showed up for school. But I was talking to Stefan Stearns about 11 o'clock in the morning, and he was telling me he dropped her off. Wouldn't you think that the first thing you do would be to hightail it back to that house, or call him immediately and say, what is going on? Something happened. You better get here. Yet that seems to pass by. And it's like, you're just wondering, where is her head? I think she just does not want to go there. She cannot deal, I think, with that reality. And so she's medicated and she's in denial. And that's a scary thing, because she's responsible for a young lady. And what she did was she neglected her motherly duties. And poor Maddie, she didn't have much of a life.
Absolutely.